Hey guys, it's Mindy. I am just sitting here and I'm leaving in a few short hours to go to New York City. I'm going on Good Morning America tomorrow. I mean, I always knew that putting out a book would be like exposing certain parts of like my personality or parts of our parenting style. But I just, like the last couple weeks, I've been like, oh my gosh, like here it comes, this is it, it's gonna happen. I'm suddenly feeling super insecure for some reason and really vulnerable about this book. I mean, it's a great book and that's why I'm doing it. Like the messaging needs to go out, and whether it's from me or somebody else, like it needs to be being talked about. Like parenting our kids in the digital age that we're in, like needs to be talking about, we need to be talking about it. And parents need to be like supporting each other and learning how to have those conversations with their kids, but also how to navigate the waters of digital and tech and the internet themselves so they can teach their kids. I actually wrote this book manuscript a year ago. Like I actually had to turn it in a year ago. So I've been working on this project for a year and a half. I have to be honest, like I'm really nervous. I mean, it's normal when you're doing a big project and something's launching for the first time to, I feel like some of that anxiety and some of that like, oh, I hope it goes well because I've worked so hard on it type feelings. But like I've literally been like having like sleepless nights and kind of anxiety over it. And I feel like it's because it's the most vulnerable project that I've ever worked on. Literally, second most asked question of my entire life pretty much is, how did you raise your kids? Like with them all fully digital and still like seemingly normal, like healthy children that have a good handle on how to use tech and digital and the internet and that kind of thing. And so I think it's definitely a conversation that's resonating with parents in general. Like we all feel a little insecure and we all feel like we don't know exactly how to do this and navigate this space. And I feel like so many parents are only hearing scary messaging, and they're hearing all of the negative without hearing some of the positive too. And so the point of the book was also to like share some of our stories and positivity and how much time we've had on the internet and how much fun we've experienced and how many wonderful opportunities that we've had and how many awesome people that we've met or connected with, and all because of the same tools. You know, technically like the digital space is inherently neutral. It's not negative or positive. It's the way that we're using it that becomes negative or positive. And so I think that, you know, those are the conversations that we're trying to have in the book, and then just also reiterating the importance of those analog moments. In a way, like we're kind of the generation of parents that in some ways is nowhere, because do we really understand our tech? Do we understand how to use it? Do we understand what our kids are doing and where they're at online and some of the things that they're being exposed to and that they're seeing? And are we shifting those conversations and preparing them in a way where they're going to be like mentally prepared and healthy for having those experiences, but feel safe enough and secure enough in your home to come to you if there is a problem? But also, are we navigating and actively pushing them towards the positive parts of the internet, and if they feel like they can't find the positivity on the internet, then being the positivity on the internet? Like, are we actively encouraging our kids to go in and say positive things to people instead of negative? Are we modeling good social behavior for our kids on our phones versus, you know, I mean, I just don't know if we're having all those conversations, but I feel like parents want to be having those conversations, and we just don't know how, or we don't know what those conversations look like yet. And so that's the point of the book. But to write all of that, I also had to be very vulnerable and share with you guys things that maybe I'm not always totally comfortable sharing about my family and or our parenting style. And so that puts me in a position where I just feel like a little nervous, if I'm being totally honest. And yeah, I want this book to be awesome, and I want these conversations to be awesome. I don't know, like in our videos, like you follow us along, and I mean, obviously can get a sense for our family and what we do and who we are through the videos, but we don't really go into like micro detail on our parenting style or necessarily talk a ton about our faith. We try to, like, in the videos, I feel like keep it pretty like positive and happy with especially for our kids, because we don't ever want them to look back on the videos and feel like, oh, I wish I hadn't shown that. But in the book, I think when you are writing a parenting book, like the obvious thing you have to do is share some of your parenting stories And sometimes those parenting stories are really awesome and great and you've done a really good job. And sometimes those parenting stories are ones where you've maybe not done such a great job or you weren't as awesome. I mean, you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram or you followed me for the last little while, that this year, like, one of my goals was to just be more vulnerable, I think, with you guys and be more open to having the harder conversations sometimes, even though I know that it puts me in a position where people can judge and people can assume and people can, like, I feel like sometimes the more information you give people, the more likely they are to misinterpret or to think that they know everything about your life and then judge you based on that. But I really have committed this year to having some of those conversations with you guys, whether it's about Daxton's autism or YouTube and some of the issues they've had recently, because I feel like they're important conversations to be having for all of us so that we can educate each other, but also just share. And like, I feel like it's just real, you know, like having those conversations is part of real life. Like, my life isn't always rosy every day, and I'm not always doing everything perfectly, despite what the videos might look like. And I think that it's important to also show that. And I really do believe that, like, it's our generation's responsibility, and that this is like one of the things that we will be known for when we're all gone. The one thing that, like, our generation will be known for is being the generation that kind of started with none of that and then finished with all of it, or at least a good chunk of the internet and technology and digital. Like, the world has completely shifted while we've been alive, and that only happens a few times in history, and it's happening now, and we're here, you know, and we're the parents that are having to try to figure out what that new wild west looks like for our children and how to teach them how to use it appropriately. Here we are, whether we want to be or not. If you guys are watching this video, you know, you guys are here either as a kid or as a teenager, as an adult in this time period, perhaps a grandparent even, and we are here and we have to have these conversations so that we know how to do it. The book isn't meant to be like this is the only way to do things, this is the only right way, and it's not like that at all. It's literally supposed to be just here's some things that we've seen that have worked. We've raised 6 kids, well, raising 6 kids, and we've done it all pretty much online in the throes and in the thick of tech and being on social media and being digital. It also touches very much so on how important some of those analog moments still are, like being outside and playing and having family dinners. And anytime you start talking about parenting, you know, it's a very polarizing subject to some people. Not everybody's gonna love this book, right? Not everyone's gonna think it's awesome, and I know that, but I don't know, it's just like the first time we've really gone out on a limb and really shared about our family and about some of the stories that we've had. And I mean, when you're parenting, you're learning, guys. There's no manual for how to be a parent, you know? People's reactions to this book and this information, it could be really great and it can be really positive, but it's also very difficult for me to convey. It's kind of like a text, right? Like, you can't always convey all of your intention, or you're not seeing their body language, you're not hearing their voice inflections and their intonations. And so some people might read like some of our house rules or our phone contracts and think that we're like really uptight parents who should just chill out. And you know, some people are gonna be like, this is awesome, like this is such a great rally cry for parents, and what a great wake up moment for parents, and like this is totally needing to be talked about and heard. You would think I have a thick skin. I do have a thick skin. For 10 years we've been online. It's not like we haven't heard mean things about ourselves. We get mean comments, people talk about our hair, our makeup, our faces. They've said things about the way we've parented before. You know, they've said stuff about the color of our family. I mean, we've had all kinds of trolling and bad comments. I guess the only difference is that, you know, usually I'm putting out like this much information or vulnerability. If there's like an attack or trolling or negativity, you know, you're dealing with it like on this little tiny piece, and so it's easier to just kind of like, whatever, you know, you're never gonna please everybody. But the book is not this. The book is like this, you know, my thoughts and my opinions and how we feel and how we parent and stories we've shared. I mean, we share a lot of stories, a lot more stories than we normally share about our kids, and we share a lot more about our faith than we normally share, and we even talk about the way we were raised and some of our parents' parenting, and we don't normally talk about any of that stuff in depth. And so I just want you guys to know, for the record, that I hope and pray that you guys will, when you read the book, will know the intention of the book and be able to feel the spirit of our home and the love that we have for each other and the love that we have for you guys, you know, as our audience. I'm excited, you guys. I'm super excited for the book. It's definitely been a passion project of mine. It's forced me to push myself in ways that I would never have pushed myself, and I'm about to do it again with all of the press surrounding the book. That's it. Here we go, you guys. Buckle up, right? I guess that's what the point is. Like, here it goes. I'm just gonna have to take a big deep breath and cross my fingers and hope that it goes awesome and that you guys love it and that it's helpful. And thanks for listening to my rambling, you guys. You guys know I love you, and till next time, signing out. Bye, guys.